The studio lights hummed like a distant storm, casting sharp shadows across the sleek set. Julia Louis-Dreyfus stepped onto the stage, her smile wide and practiced, but her eyes held a flicker of something sharper, defiance, perhaps. She knew this wasn't just another chat. Joy Behar's show had a reputation for digging deep, and tonight, the air felt charged. "Welcome, Julia!" Joy beamed from her host's chair, the audience erupting in applause. But Julia adjusted her sleek black blazer, contrasting against the vibrant red couches, and sat down with a nod. She already sensed the undercurrent. This conversation could end in fireworks. Camera panned slowly over the audience, capturing eager faces under the bright overheads. The set gleamed, polished glass table reflecting spotlights, microphones poised like sentinels. Behind the glass wall, the director gestured subtly, fingers slicing the air. "Keep it rolling." A faint hum from the air conditioning underscored the tension, like a heartbeat in the room. Joy leaned in, her voice warm. "Julia, Veep was iconic. Selina Meyer is basically a legend. What's next for you?" Julia chuckled, her response smooth. "Oh, Joy, let's just say I'm eyeing roles that let me play the villain without the politics." The crowd laughed lightly, but Julia's fingers tapped the armrest, a subtle tell. And just then, the camera caught a detail no one noticed, Julia's grip tightening on her water glass, knuckles whitening ever so slightly. Joy pressed on with easy banter. "Your family must be thrilled with all the Emmys piling up. How do they handle the spotlight?" Julia's laugh was genuine at first. "They're pros at ignoring it, honestly. My sons roll their eyes at award shows." The audience cooed, the mood light as confetti from a previous segment still littered the floor. But Joy's eyes sparkled with mischief. "Speaking of family, that recent podcast where you talked about your health scare, breast cancer survivor, powerhouse. How did that change your view on Hollywood's grind?" Julia paused, her smile holding, but her voice dipped lower. "It made me fiercer, Joy. No time for BS." The crowd murmured approval, a few claps breaking out. Yet, as Joy nodded, she steered sharper. "And what about the industry's dark side? We've seen scandals, Weinstein, the lot. You've been vocal on women's rights. Any regrets not speaking out sooner?" What would she say to that? Julia exhaled slowly, her posture shifting. "Regrets? Sure, but hindsight's a luxury. I spoke when I could, Joy. But let's not pretend the system isn't rigged." The words hung, the audience stirring. Joy leaned forward, her tone laced with irony. "Rigged how? Spill the tea, fans want the real Julia." Laughter rippled, but it was edgier now. Julia's eyes narrowed. "Real? Okay, the real is that women like me fight twice as hard for half the credit. And you know it." The studio fell quieter, breaths held. Joy fired back. "But Veep poked fun at that, politics, power plays. Was Selina based on anyone specific?" Julia's response came quicker, sharper. "Oh, come on, Joy. She's every ambitious woman who's been underestimated. Including some hosts who push boundaries." Gasps mixed with chuckles. The audience was hooked, phones out, recording. In that moment, the guest first lost control. Julia's voice rose, her hand gesturing emphatically. Joy didn't back down. "Boundaries? This is a conversation, Julia. What about your political endorsements? You've backed Democrats fiercely. Any thoughts on the current mess in Washington?" Julia's face hardened. "Mess? It's a circus, Joy. And I'm not here to juggle." The crowd split, half applauded her candor, the other murmured dissent. Behind the scenes, producers exchanged frantic glances, one mouthing, "Ease up." But Joy grinned. "Circus? Then let's talk clowns. Your ex-co-stars, any feuds we don't know about?" Julia's jaw tightened. "Feuds? That's tabloid trash. Focus on the work." But her tone cracked, volume spiking. The air thickened, spotlights feeling hotter. Audience members shifted, some whispering, others leaning in. "You're dodging," Joy teased. "Come on, Elaine from Seinfeld, iconic." But behind the scenes? Julia shot back. Behind the scenes? People like you make it a spectacle. He could stop, but he didn't. Julia leaned forward, her words slicing. You want real? Fine. The industry chews up women and spits them out, and shows like this fan the flames. The escalation peaked as Julia stood abruptly, microphone still clipped. Enough with the gotcha questions! The audience erupted, half cheering, half booing. Joy rose too, hands up placatingly. Julia, wait, this is dialogue. But Julia unclipped her mic, dropping it on the table with a thud. The clatter echoed through the speakers. Cameras swiveled wildly, capturing the chaos. Producers rushed the stage edge, but it was too late. The director yelled, "Cut!" off mic, but the live feed rolled on. Julia paused at the stage exit, turning back with a glare that silenced the room. You crossed the line, Joy. And everyone saw it. The crowd's roar swelled, applause clashing with jeers. Joy stood frozen, mic in hand, as the screen faded to commercial. But the damage was done. And nobody expected the laughter that followed, from Julia, bitter and echoing as she walked off. The lights dimmed abruptly, plunging the studio into a hazy afterglow. Technicians scrambled, unplugging cords with frantic whispers. Did she really just? Joy Behar slumped back into her chair, face flushed, as the audience buzzed like a hive, phones glowing with live tweets, snippets already viral. That was insane! One viewer yelped. Behind the set, producers huddled. Ratings gold, but legal's gonna freak. The air still crackled, the scent of hot lights lingering like smoke after a blast. She, the camera, had shown everything, and escaping it was impossible. Clips flooded social media. Hashtag Julia walks out trending, memes of Joy's shocked expression paired with Veep gifs. Headlines screamed. Dreyfus storms off Behar's show, feud ignited? Pundits dissected. Was it scripted? Or raw truth? Backstage, away from the glare, Julia paced a dimly lit green room, her manager hovering. You okay? He asked. She nodded, but her hands trembled slightly. Joy appeared moments later, sans makeup team, her expression a mix of regret and defiance. Julia, that wasn't the plan. Julia spun. Plan? You ambushed me on personal crap. Family scandals, really? Joy sighed, leaning against the door. It's the show. People tune in for real talk. A tense silence stretched, broken only by distant audience chatter filtering through. Who would hold out longer? The conversation deepened, voices lowering. Freedom of speech cuts both ways, Julia said, her tone philosophical now. You get to probe, but I get to push back. Where's the line in journalism? Joy countered. The line's where ratings meet truth. Your story inspires cancer comebacks. But hiding the grit? That's not you. Julia paused, a long breath escaping. Grit? I've given plenty. But privacy's not a punchline. Outside, reactions poured in, friends texted Julia's support. You slayed! While opponents tweeted venom. Entitled Celeb Meltdown. Fans rallied, petitions for apologies, hashtags like hashtag Stand with Julia. Haters piled on. Behar exposed her hypocrisy. Producers, eyeing the spike in views, debated in a corner office. This could boost us 20%, but at what cost? Cut to quick scenes, Julia's co-stars from Veep chiming in on podcasts. She's fierce, always has been. A rival actress smirked in an interview. Joy went too far. Social media boiled, threads dissecting every word, polls asking. Team Julia or Team Joy? The tension simmered, no longer explosive but probing, like a wound being examined. Julia admitted softly. I lost it out there. But you poked the bear. Joy nodded. And the bear roared. Good TV, bad manners? The fallout unfolded in waves. Julia's monologue grew. Fame's a double-edged sword, gives you a voice, but steals your silence. I've fought for roles, for rights, but tonight? It felt like a trap. Joy reflected. Journalism's about uncomfortable truths. Your politics, your past, they matter. But maybe I overstepped. Pauses lengthened, the room heavy with unspoken regrets. Outside, the world weighed in, op-eds on celebrity privacy, think pieces on talk show ethics. In the age of viral outrage, one article read, "Who owns the narrative?" Friends called Joy. Bold move, but risky. Her co-host from The View messaged solidarity. We've all been there. Yet the pressure mounted. Julia's team fielded calls from agents, warning of backlash. Joy's producers pushed for a spin. Turn it into a series. The dialogue turned introspective. What's the price of this spectacle? Julia mused. Reputations tarnished, but conversation started. Joy agreed. Exactly. We sparked debate on women's voices in Hollywood. But underlying it, a quiet admission, both felt the sting. Resolution came quietly. Joy extended a hand. Truce? Off air. Julia shook it, a small smile breaking. Truce. But next time, warn me. They parted with nods, no hugs, just mutual respect forged in fire. Julia exited into the night, paparazzi flashing, her mind clearer, dignity won over drama. Joy returned to her team, vowing subtler approaches. In the epilogue, as the scandal faded into archives, one question lingered: who truly won, the one who walked away, preserving her boundaries, or the one who stayed, chasing the story? The audience, that third character, decided in endless scrolls and debates. And in the end, perhaps no one did. The real victor was the raw, unfiltered truth that emerged from the chaos. The studio lights faded, replaced by New York's evening pulse, taxis honking, billboards flashing. Julia Louis-Dreyfus stepped outside, her breath visible in the September chill. Paparazzi swarmed, but she moved with quiet resolve, her black blazer catching neon reflections. In a diner window, she glimpsed herself, not Selena Meyer, not Elaine Bennis, just Julia. Inside, Joy Behar lingered in the green room, coffee in hand, her team buzzing. The night scarred both differently. Social media erupted. #JuliaWalksOut trended, with memes of Joy's shock and Julia's mic drop. Ex-posts clashed. Queen Julia versus Joy did her job. Headlines screamed. Dreyfus storms off. Think pieces debated ambush journalism versus celebrity privacy. The audience, that third character, judged fiercely. Some hailed Julia's stand, others called it a meltdown. Joy faced her own scrutiny, bold or cruel. Backstage, their handshake was a truce, not closure. Julia's words stung Joy. Privacy's not a punchline. Joy's lingered for Julia. People want truth. Neither felt they won. The clash exposed fame's paradox. Vulnerability demanded, then punished. Julia's team fretted over brand damage. Fans flooded her mentions. Joy's producers cheered ratings, 20% up, but she questioned the cost. The ripples spread. Julia's co-stars praised her fire. Rivals jabbed at Joy. Petitions for apologies battled #Team Behar threads. Julia retreated to family, her sons teasing. Mom, viral again. Joy, back on air, quipped, I'm still here. But her eyes sought forgiveness. Both grappled with their roles. Julia, weary of Hollywood's demands. Joy, blurring journalist and entertainer. The truth emerged quietly. Julia's outburst wasn't just about Joy. It was decades of pressure to be flawless. Joy wondered if she'd tipped into cruelty. Their clash sparked talk of privacy and power. Julia leaned into gritty roles. Joy softened her edge. The moment became industry lore, a warning for all. Who won? Julia, guarding her dignity? Joy, fueling debate? Perhaps either. The truth, raw and messy, triumphed, challenging the systems that pit women against each other. As New York's lights glowed, the stage was a mirror, reflecting the cost of being human in the spotlight. Whose story prevails, the one who speaks, or the one who walks away?